We are definitely talking Black Forest.
Well, at least I know my dad wasn't crazy. Unless all of you are.
I think season 3 has just been a slam dunk.
It's a creature feature, it's a love story, it's a cop show.
Let's round up the unusual suspects.
It's always a little bit of a surprise even to us as to where the stories go.
Nick!
Season 3, we have discovered a new little Grimm in town.
Nick, wait! What? Dude! She's a Grimm!
Having another Grimm enter the picture, someone who had grown up with everyone telling her she was crazy, and then discovering that no, she wasn't.
Everything in these books, I can see too. I want to explain to you what it does mean.
I think it just adds a nice new element in watching one Grimm who's just sort of come into his own teach another one.
Why do you care?
Because I'm like you. It's not easy. Plus, I had help and you didn't.
And also, of course, with Nick losing his powers at the end of the season, she's going to become very integral.
Previous to meeting Nick, Trouble has always been the hunted. I messed up, I know it. I'm just not used to being the hunter, and I guess I got carried away. She's kind of wrapping her head around the power of being a Grimm and the ability she has to protect herself.
We needed a really special actress, somebody who was physical, somebody who had presence.
She came to set just like kind of guns blazing. She's fantastic.
She brings a new energy to the show.
It's been really fun working with Jacqueline. It was quite a surprise, and it's pretty neat for her to just be in the middle of, her classes at Michigan, and then next thing, next week she's on set.
The dichotomy between my character going on this brand new adventure and me going on this brand new adventure is something that's so easy to relate for me, and very, very exciting. I'm going with you.
Why should I take you?
Because right now you're dealing with a hoonjagger and you don't know it, and I'm the only one that can help you.
Cut!
We wanted to expand out to the world. We've had Native American stories, we've done some from Africa. We've had Filipino stories.
They asked me, actually, do you know of any Filipino fairy tales? Because my background is Filipino Chinese. So I said, oh my God, they live, breathe, eat those in the Philippines. What else is there to do in a province but to make up fairy tales and have them become scarier and scarier as time goes on?
I think it helps expand our vision of, fairy tales because they take place all over in all different languages. El Cucuy, I believe, there's a version of it in Mexico, there's a version of it in Brazil. We love those Hispanic stories.
Fairy tales have been told culturally all across the world for, hundreds and hundreds of years.
Because Anubis were seen as gods by the Egyptians, pharaohs in the Old Kingdom believed that if they were buried with a mummified Anubis, they were assured of becoming gods themselves.
The families have given you a great deal of power and responsibility. Bloody changes will be made.
The royals are concerned with power, first and foremost.
There's a real interesting power dynamic coming out of Austria. The old world is encroaching basically into our world.
The Nadine Shada has gone home, where she assumes she'll be safe. Who do we have in Portland?
We got a lot more information and backstory on this war that's been raging between the royals and the resistance movement.
We must trust each other, or there will be no stopping the royal families.
The character of Captain Renard sort of hates his royal family and works with the resistance.
I think his ambitions have always been about the world order and his place in it.
Wouldn't it come up the works if she were carrying Sean's child rather than Eric's?
Either convey. The child would be royal born.
You know, there are people in the world who other people willingly follow. So we're now saying that this child might have those abilities later in life, and is a very important child.
And we don't know the extent of the baby's powers, but clearly displaying a proficiency for some serious mayhem.
She left her baby? What is wrong with her?
Well, I didn't see that coming.
It's a very complicated dynamic between her and I because of the child between us and the fact that I made the choice to have the child taken away.
Where is she?
We need to talk.
No, where is she?
We can't do this out here.
Where's my daughter?
I have no choice.
Oh my God.
I think motherhood has definitely had a positive effect on her.
I need your help. Can I come in?
But as we see toward the end of the season, it starts motivating her to do evil once more.
Claire's face is morphing into my face. They'll do a series of shots face and then, you know, your face up and then your face down, and you have to just slowly rotate in a circle. And it's really just to help them once they start doing the morphing process.
Throughout most of season 3, there was a storyline taking place in Europe and Vienna, Clackamas County here in Oregon.
I can't say enough about the production design on this show, the art department, the set decorating. We've created so many different worlds.
This year we got to design an 800-year-old medieval castle that involved the bedroom, the dungeon, and the castle's study set. In the world now with the ability to do CGI work and create our own frameworks, we actually were asked to create our own castle that we could place in the hills and build a world for our story.
Coming on set and you see Nick and Juliet's house and Monroe's house in the spice shop, and then you see a castle, and you're like, what is that doing here? Nobody thinks it's Portland. You know, everybody thinks it's Austria.
The big Grimm secret comes out now.
Every door of an apartment is the season and episode number in which we are currently filming.
And I'm surprised people caught on.
Voodoo Donuts, it's iconic to Portland. We have Voodoo Donuts in the precinct. I mean, we'll play Voodoo Donuts in the kitchen, and they're thrilled.
That's that kind of stuff that gets the show cracking.
In the precinct, pretty much every sheet of paper that's being tossed around is a photo of a crew member.
A lot of our crew members have graduated from various police academies or medical schools or are criminals.
Ow! It's funny reading their fictitious crimes.
What?
Will you marry me? Will you marry me?
The big area this year is the marriage of Monroe and Rosalie.
I thought we were going to bed.
Not yet.
This season was really very much, I think, for Monroe, it was about Rosalie.
Monroe's parents came out to meet Rosalie, discovered she was a Fuchsbau, and all hell broke loose.
I think the idea of prejudice and otherness is really important in the show.
You know, intolerance and racism and bigotry and stuff within the Wesen world, within the world of Grimm in general, just like there isn't any other world. It's just we play it out with creatures and monsters.
I don't believe what they believe, okay? And if that destroys my relationship with them, so be it.
Your inner nature is transcended, you know, by love.
I'd like to take this opportunity to publicly apologize.
I just think this relationship is so sweet and so real and very adult. And I think it's a really wonderful portrayal.
You may kiss the bride.
very excited to see what's going to transpire into season 4. We have a lot on our plate.
Suddenly these things are starting to like drop clues. With Wu, it's like, is he gonna put all this together at some point?
Gotta be Wesen.
Who's Wesen? And certainly what's going to happen to the baby and how that's going to play out.
I'm gonna have to teach you not to do that in public.
As always, we leave it on a huge cliffhanger, so hopefully the captain will revive. I'd love to see that.
I have sex with Adeline in the form of Juliet. So I guess we'll see how that turns out.
Can you see me? Are you evoked? Oh my God. You're not a Grimm anymore.